Okay, so we're going to talk about the virtual classroom when you come in to do the AET virtual learning with us. You will be given logins to the Zoom site, which then brings you onto us. Ideally, before that even occurs, you should have been sent some links. There should be an initial link, which is an email sent out to you. Within that email will be a link where you have to complete your initial assessment. That is a key component. If you haven't completed it, I will just kept being asked to remind you to complete it, and it delays the process down of you completing a qualification. So the first email you get will be thank you for wanting to do training with us, and then it will have a link there to your initial assessment. Once the initial assessment is completed, you will get a link to then be able to log on to the virtual learning environment. Now, the virtual learning environment is where the information on the assignments are. There's information on completion of assignments, there's information on plagiarism, there's information to help and support you to complete your qualification. What you will need to do though is make sure you can log on to that before you attend the course. You also will be able to make sure you can log on to Zoom before you attend the course and that your equipment is working. We've been running many courses here, and the biggest issue that happens is there are people out there who already know how to use Zoom and have been completing that as part of their working criteria anyway, but there are individuals who leave it to the last minute and then try to log on, and then they have issues with their connection, or it's not connecting properly, or there's some other issues or concerns that happen. This actually then delays the start of a class. Now, the classes have specific set times to them for a reason, that we have to get through a certain amount of information per day, and delays in that actually is sort of disadvantages those who are already set up ready to start. So please, before you come on virtual courses, try Zoom out. Even if you have a friend you can Zoom, yeah, just make sure the system works, that you know that the mic's working, the camera's working. I've had a couple of cases where people have started to log on and they've said, oh, there's a problem with a laptop, so they've had to go off for 20 minutes and wait for them to find or someone to bring another laptop round. So this needs to be ironed out before we come on before you start the course. Completion of initial assessment, completion of the Zoom, that you can log on and know it works. So when we do log on first thing in the morning, when we start the course, at least we can all start at the right time. Necessary paperwork would have been sent out to you. Now, this would be a workbook which has all the questions that you're going to be asked on the course in the workbook, and some other paperwork which is relevant to the course. You'll also receive what's called a useful document sheet. Within that useful document sheet is a list of homework, and if you weren't aware, as part of the Award Education virtual course, online course, any of our courses, there's generally going to be homework. So that will be in there, and that helps you and tells you what questions need to be done as part of your homework. You also receive a Anne Greville's book, which is the passing assessment for the Award in Education and Training. That has all the answers in there. You just need to find them, but without plagiarising them, which means taking Anne's work and claiming it as your own. You'll get peer assessment sheets, and you also will get a session plan. These all link to the micro-teach element, which is the practical part of the teaching qualification. So in that, you will have to do a session plan. So that says exactly what you're going to teach, how you're going to teach it, timings, all different aspects. And that's ready for the end of the course when you do the micro-teach. The peer assessments, there's 2 videos you need to watch on the virtual learning environment, but we'll do that at the end of the course. And that's so you can peer assess, so you can show that you are aware of how to give feedback and also comment on a colleague or peer's presentation skills. The idea then is be prepared. The class starts generally at 9 o'clock. We generally ask people to start coming online by 8:40, so 20 to 9. And if you've previously logged in, know the Zoom works, there shouldn't be any issues. But even in that 20 minutes, it can still carry us over into the actual classroom time if there's an issue. So it's a big please try out your equipment, make sure you have what's necessary with you, that you've watched the videos, if there's any videos to watch prior to starting, that you've completed any necessary paperwork, and you're fully ready to start the qualification.